welcome back. This video we are going to implement the routing. So when I click on trending, I have to see trending component and so on and so forth. Cool. So let's go back to our terminal and then let's install React Router DOM. Alright, so let me shut down my terminal and then let's install a package called React Router DOM, like that. Okay, cool. So what's installing? Let's get back to code. So before that, let's create our component. Let's have our component ready before we can render that. So let's close this one from previous videos and then there we go here. So inside the SRC, like I said, we have components and pages. So for pages, let's create one page called movies. And we have one page called TV series. And we have one page called trending. Like that. Okay, cool. So in each of these, let's scaffold our component. So RAFCE, enter, and then let's provide some h1 and say movies. And let's go to trending, a file called trending.js, and then scaffold RAFCE, enter, and then let's provide h1 and say trending. The last one gonna be TV series. Let's create one file and call TV series, and then .js, and then scaffold the component. There we go. And let's provide h1 here and say TV series. All right, cool. So now we have all these components being ready. So first of all, let's head over to the app.js and then start rendering those components, right? So app.js, so let's bring in all the components. So we have movies. Do I have the auto import? Let's try if we be lucky. Why am I capitalizing sometimes freaking up like that? Movies, and then let's check if you can have the auto import. We have it. So TV series also there, and then we have trending. Alright, trending, we have the auto import. Cool. So next is let's bring in the React Router DOM. So import browser router from React Router DOM, and then we need, apart from browser router, we need what is called switch, and then we need what is called route. Okay, so if this name is long, we can rename it as router, like that. Okay, so now let's wrap everything inside the browser router so we can have all the props that this package can inject into this children component, right? So let's replace this one with the router here, and then in between let's add switch, because you don't want to render two components at the same time. So we're going to use switch, and whichever the path matches it's going to return. So let's add the route. Alright, like that. And this route, it takes some props called exact. So let's provide exact here, and when this exact path matches, we need to render this component. So exact path, and let's provide this one as home. The home is going to return the movie components, right? So we have component, and then let's return the movies component. Cool, I think, and let's add the closing tag here. All right, so with this being in place, let's try to restart our server. Yarn start. And let's wait while it is loading for the first time, and if you see movies, then you'll be good to go, right? All right, movies, there we go. So now let's render, pass in all the props. So let's copy this, paste it 2 times, and there we go. So next one gonna be the trending. trending. Okay, and then let's provide the components as what? Trending. And then the last one gonna be series, that is TV series, and let's provide this one as what? TV series. No, TV series. All right, so now let's check if all the path components are rendering. So here let's provide path / trending. We have trending, right? And then next one gonna be series. We have series. Okay, so now let's do it programmatically, that when we click on the navbar it renders. Okay, so the navbar is not rendering, so we need to do, have to render this navbar component. So let me bring it here, my custom import below the default ones. So because this navbar component will appear on all the pages, you need to place it before the switch. So navbar component, like that. So let's check it out and see what we have. So when I click on movies trending, we want to display the individual component, but the way Material UI does it works is a little bit different. So let's go back to, let's close these ones, and then let's bring this one here, and then let me show you the errors. So here you will see that, let's click here. The first error, there are some components which are not being used, so we need to do that. So here Material UI provide a value tabs, but it's undefined. You need to provide some value, that is 1, 2, 3. And then the next error is still that find mode is deprecated in strict mode. So it says that some APIs don't work in strict mode, but our React app project is running in a strict mode. So let's go to index.js file, and then instead of running in a strict mode, let's remove that. We don't want to run in a strict mode. Save it and let's see the error. Let's refresh that. You see that error will go away. That one is gone, right? So left this UI, and we have some unused component here, right? So here it says that, let's fix that. It's from the tabs, right? It's from the tabs. So that's the navbar component here. All right, so this is how we're going to do it. So let's go to the components and let's go to the navbar component. And for this navbar component, when you click on the tabs, right? When you click on the tabs, you want to know which tab was clicked. And then, so let's make it a little bigger here. So let's go to the navbar component. We are on it already. So when you click on this tab, I want to know which tab was clicked. So because of that, we need to provide it a value, right? So let's add some state here and use state like that, and provide here value, and then this one capital set values, and by default is 0, right? So it provide a value. So these tabs requires a prop, right? And the first prop is called value. That's why it's saying that. And let's add the value called from the state called value. So check it out and let's see if you have the error again. You see it's gone, right? But let's refresh again and see. You see that it's gone. We don't have it. So let's go to navbar component and remove the unused style. So navbar component here, typography is not being used, button is not being used, save it, and then this is also not being used. And then let's save it and then check it out. Let's refresh the application, no error. Oh, last one, set value, our function. Don't worry. Okay, so now if you pass a value, determine that we are on this tab, right? When I click on this one, you know which one we are on. All right, so let's go ahead. Under the tabs, let's add some props, right? So here, you need to pass in the tabs here. What are my tabs? Here. You need to pass in a value and an unchanged. So unchanged, we're going to determine which tab have you clicked on, right? And then we can provide what is called indicator. So this one will show you which one is being clicked on, right? So is it indicator color? So let's see what we have. Is it indicator color? Maybe I forgot the prop name. All right, is it indicator? Sorry, I forgot the prop for determine. Alright, so let's go on. I think it will come by itself. Okay, cool. So now how can we know which item was clicked, right? So you have to create a function called handle what change function. And so let's come here and let's say handle change. So const handle change, and then we have our arrow function here and this, and we need to pass in first of all the event and then new value. So this one will determine which item was clicked. So because of that, so if you get this item which was clicked, we want to update set value, and then you pass in the new value, right? And to pass this handle change, like that. They need to pass this value, the handle change, to our tabs here. So this tab take one more prop call on change. So when I click on that, this is going to determine which tabs was clicked on, right? So with this, let's try to console log new value here. So console log new value here, and you see that we are clicking on a certain tab. So we're going to base on the result to determine which one to render. So let's start a little bit. Let's go back to our console, right? And then let's refresh. Sorry. When I click on movies, you see that we have 0. When you click on trending, we have, where is it? 1. When I click on TV series, we have that. It says that material the very prop to the tabs component is invalid. None of the tabs children match the objects. We can provide one of the values 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, why is it yelling at us like that? But it says that none of the tab children matched with this object, right? So because I think the way we are updating our state, you need to pass in the value, not the event, right? So like this. So let's save it, refresh it, and then when you click on that, we see we have the value. So the first index is movies, trending, and TV series, right? Cool. So let's base on that one to display the component, and we are going to use effect. And because this component, if you look at the app bar, this component is not being returned by our router DOM, right? So we need to, how can we have access to the prop? Like push. And when you console log navbar component, we have all the props. So let's go ahead and then inside the navbar component, let's where is it? Here. Let's receive the props here, and let's see the props that we have. So console.log the props, and let's see. You see we have no prop here inside that. Alright, so how can we have access to the use, push, and other stuff? Because of that, we need to grab that one from React Router DOM. Make it pretty easy. So here, let's import something from React Router DOM, and we need what is called use history. So use history help us to have access to all the prop that can be passed from React Router DOM, right? So here, let's bring it back because we have no props here. So here below, let's create the use history here. I think let's say history, and say const history is equal to use history as a function. So when you console log history, we have all the props. So let's try it out and see. Console.log history, and let's check it out. We see we have all the methods from the router DOM here. So we are going to make some conditional rendering here, and then before delete this one, and let me call this one routing. So we are going to make use of use effect, right? So use effect is a function that I'm going to call anytime it's going to update our component anytime a value change. So here we want it to re-render when the value change. Cool. So in here we're going to check. So if the value that is our state, is equal to 0. If it is 0, let's push history.push, okay, to where this, the route. So let's copy this one and place it 2 times. But if the value is equal to 1, it means we want to return what? Trending, right? So also trending. And if the value is equal to 2, we want to return what? Series. Check it out. So with this, when I click on trending, it comes TV series, it comes trending, movie, series, trending, it comes like that. So next is, what about the drawer? So the same process. So when I reduce the font as that, when I click on drawer, I want these movies. Oh, let's change the title. Okay, so let's go to the drawer component. So the same process. So we can, what can we do is that we can bring in all these ones. So navbar component, and then we can bring in these ones. So routing, drawer component, and we can bring it here, and then let's bring in use effect. So the same process that we did, use effect like that, and we need use history, right? So let's bring in the use history here. So the same way we did for drawer component for the navbar, we can bring it above here, and sorry, navbar component, we have the history here. Copy that, come to drawer component, and let's place it here. And then let's have our state, right? So drawer navbar components, and we have our state, right? Our state here. Oh, sorry, this one have no state. Sorry. For this one, we can just use a link, right? Or push, right? We can just use a link, and then we can push the on-click navigator, and there we go. So we don't need that. Sorry, I forgot. I thought it also tabs. So let's remove everything here. So how can we do the routing here? Let's remove the use history. Sorry guys. All right, we don't need the use effect for now. All right, so for the tabs for the drawer here, we can pass on click, and there we go, right? And there we go. So we need the use history, guys. Sorry for that. We need the use history. All right, so back. Okay, that only the use history. Okay, and then let's create an instance of the history here and say const history is equal to use history, like that. Okay, cool. So here, let's create a function. When you click on that, we want to return a certain component. So we can create a function to do that. So let me create a function here, say const, and let me call this one navigation. Const navigation is equal to, this navigation going to take a string, right? A path. So let's provide here, I say link, right? Link. And then this link is going to return history.push, right? .push, and the link is, we want to add a slash, something like this, and then we inject the link like that. Okay, so when you call this function, so let's go to the the drawer, right? So yeah, this drawer, or we have movies. So we want to change this one to the movies, and we have trending and TV series. So we have here as trending, and we have what's the TV series. All right, cool. So when you call a function, you need to pass in a value, right? So here, let's say on movies here, movies part here, let's provide on click. So on click, and then if you call this function called navigation, and this is movie, right? So we have to pass in called movies, like that. And then let's copy all this on click here, and then for the trending, let's change the value here to trending. And then last one will be the primary for TV series, and change this one to series, like that. So let's check it out. When I click on TV series trending, it comes. So let me make it a little bit. When I click on movies, movie doesn't count. Oh, movies takes an empty string, right? Movies take an empty string. It has no value. So check it out. Movies, trending, and TV series, they are all working. Alright, so now our components are ready to implement the actual logic of the project. In the next video, we are going to create the styling and talk about the APIs we are going to use in this project.